Well, hey everybody, remember me? It's been a while, that's for sure. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening. Apologize for not being on for so long. Life kind of caught up to me. I'm still down here in Alabama, enjoying it down here, love it down here. Staying at Red and Dee's place. They've cut me out a little place here that I can stay permanent or leave and come and go as I want to, which is okay. Let's see here. Reconnection was successful. I see I'm in and out again. That's why I didn't announce tonight that I'd be on. Kind of getting my feet wet again, and we will attempt to start streaming regularly again. I've got some really cool stuff. I always told you guys I was going to make this my roaming cam, or I'm sorry, my mobile command center, and I've done it. I've done it. So I'm going to show you that here in a second. Also, if you haven't been checking out any of my YouTube channels, you kind of need to, because I've done quite a bit of posting on some of the stuff that I've been doing, more on the Wee Boondock, it would be YouTube / Wee Boondock channel, and I can probably pull that up over here. Let's see if I can do that. Over here. Just give me a second here. Slide it on over. YouTube. Okay, this is my Wee Boondock channel. And I'm fixing to change everything here. So alright guys, we're here in Coffeyville, Kansas. Currently standing in there. Gonna be revamping this whole page here in the next week or so. It'll change a little bit. Everything will be a little bit more branded, I guess. Same logos and everything. So let's see here. There we are. So this is my Wee Boondock channel, and if you look at it, even though I haven't been streaming so much, I have posted quite a few new videos here, and if you haven't seen any of these, check them out if you would. And if you would, just add a like or help, just put a comment, howdy, or if you liked it or whatever, and let me know. It just helps me with the algorithms, and a few more people will get to see it that way. But there were some fun videos. One in particular, I did some AI stuff, and that was more so in the What's Up Gramps. So let me go to that real quick. What's Up Gramps. We'll go over here to the YouTube, and so I've been learning a little bit of AI stuff, which has been kind of fun. There we go. So if you look at some of the videos here, I've got a few that you didn't see on the Wee Boondock, and these are more abandoned exploration and that type stuff. Edith says hi. So the Ghost of Haynes Island was kind of a fun one. I didn't actually investigate there yet, but I plan to sooner or later. And let's see here if I can turn on one of these cams. There we go. Sooner or later I'll get out there to Haynes Island and investigate this. But that was a fun one. Did some AI stuff, like I said, and trying to become a little more proficient using that stuff. That seems to be where everything's going, and and it's kind of fun. It's a learning curve, but it keeps me busy. So check that video out if you want. It's like, what, 4 minutes long. It's not a very long one, but it's kind of a fun one because I did use a lot of AI in that. So I've been doing some YouTubes and stuff like that, but I haven't really been on Twitch so much because my life has been a struggle this past year. Since getting down here, I got progressively slower and slower, and I'll tell you about that all at another time. Still managing to get out there and do a few abandoned explorations, and I'm going to come up with a little list and let you guys decide where you want me to go for Halloween, and we'll see if we can't set up a haunted location for Halloween. Last year I did the Harrison Ganser cemetery, the Harrison Cemetery out in Kensington. I believe that's at Kensington, Alabama. So that was a lot of fun. But here's the catch this time, guys. This is so way cool. Jason and I hammered it out today and finally got everything going. The RV has had so many things done to it. Everything from more solar power, a new generator, new air conditioner, new electronic gadgets that'll help incorporate my entire command center here, along with Starlink and miscellaneous things done to this thing. So now, as I pull up onto a site, and again tomorrow maybe I'll get some actual video footage and show you guys. Now as I roll up on site, I just pull out my Starlink cable, pull out the little plugs for the DVR system, and now I can actually run up to 6 cameras off the DVR system and have everything set up within 10 minutes and be live streaming from any location that I can get Starlink. It's going to be pretty incredible. To my knowledge, I don't think anybody's doing anything like this. Plus then I can add Discord in there for microphone, or I can use the walkie-talkie, which was proved to be pretty dependable in the past. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Now let's look at what I've got going on. Then Edith would run down there and go play in the water. Well, now we've got all these other critters coming in, and so I've got some dog food laid out right here, some old dog food that Edith didn't like the brand, and I've got it all spread out here next to the swamp in kind of a little secluded open area next to the pond, and see if we get any deer to come in, possum, raccoons. There are a lot of raccoons around here as well. There you go, that's my motion detector. That spider web just dropped in here. That's one thing we don't have a shortage of, is spiders around here. There are mega spiders, and some that I couldn't even tell you what kind they are. They're beautiful, but somewhat toxic, and some are poisonous, and I don't know, I probably get bitten at least several times a week from various. Again, sorry for the breaks and stuff. Hey Nicole, I just saw that you're on there. Cool. How are you? How are you? I'm looking now here in my chat and I see you there. I don't have it up on here. Maybe if I switch it to this, let's see. So anyways, I'm trying to capture anything that might come up here and feed off of this dog food I laid out. And this mouse runs. I need a mouse pad. All right, let's see what else I got going on here. Let's see, where's something I can roll across? There we go. Redeemed a fart. about time you started redeeming some of them. About time I got back on. So I was kind of explaining there's a lot of good reasons why I hadn't been streaming, and finally getting some issues taken care of. I was pretty much I had to get my pacemaker replaced, number 3. This was like the ordeal started about a month ago with an ablation. That was quite the deal. It was an outpatient deal. Let me turn off that alarm maybe. Oh, wrong mouse. And menu. Set up. Basic. Nope, don't want that. Go back. Oh, let's turn that alarm off and we don't have to listen to it. Seems I'm watching it anyways. And I really don't want it going off all night either. Let's see. I think that should have turned it off. Exit. Alright, we'll let it shut off and then maybe it'll stop. And maybe it'll stop, we'll see. Alright, now, still getting used to this new animal, but you can see here, I can run up to 9 cameras if I want to now in a remote area wherever I'm at. So that's pretty sweet. So I'll be back to live streaming in no time. The other camera I have set up is right out here, about 50 feet from the RV. Come on. Come on, give me the menu. Come on. This mouse is so hard to see. And I'm going to have to get a 3rd monitor just so I can put this stuff on there. Because it's really hard. It's hard for me, guys. It's hard for me. Alright, let's see here. Back again. Back again. Back again. Okay. There we go. Now, let's go to single. Number 4. Wait, that's number... Yeah, it is number 4. Now this one keeps going in and out for some reason, surging. We remember that happening back in the days of the monastery. So I'm gonna, obviously this was that camera that I was using then, so I'll replace that tomorrow and get this taken care of. You can barely see the old, the outdoor, actually it's an indoor swimming pool right there. That's about 50 yards from me, back in the woods. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we'll just go back to the whole view. Multi view. There we go. All right. Now, so I started to tell you about the pacemaker. Went in about a month ago, got an ablation. It was an outpatient deal. Everything went okay. Come home and had a stroke and took out my left leg. So I went back to the hospital and I spent a few days there, and currently still doing some therapy to get that leg to work right again. I am getting around without crutches, canes, or whatever, and most of that's just because I'm stubborn. But got through the stroke part of it. Unfortunately, and I could tell the whole story. I think I'll wait for another time. But fortunately, because I was taking shopping, and then 6 days after that, I was back in getting my new pacemaker, number 3. Got the new pacemaker in. That all went okay. I get home, and about 2-3 days later, my stomach just kept convulsing about every 3 seconds. It would just cramp and send me over. I called my doctor, my regular doctor, and she says, "Oh no, you got to go back to the surgeon that did the pacemaker. Something wrong." Okay, I call them because they're in Florida. I'm right on the Alabama-Florida state line. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Well, Rico, and I saw Cat's here and Sir X. Hey guys, how's everybody? I really want to get the gang back together because I miss you guys so much. I have been in contact from time to time with Sir X and Wanty, and even I think the last time I talked to Cat had mentioned that I was kind of the glue that kept us all together, and I miss that. I miss you guys, and I missed the stuff. So we're gonna get back at it. We're gonna get going again. I'm finally gonna get healthy again. The pacemaker, with the ordeal that I've gone through. Let me finish that story first. I'm digressing because I got so much to tell you. So my stomach started convulsing about every 3 seconds and just kind of locked me up. Doctor says they couldn't do anything. Get a hold of the heart surgeon. I called the heart surgeon. Nobody ever got back to me, but I had an appointment to get the stitches out like Monday. This was 2 weeks I went through this. Well, actually 12 days. 12 days I went through that. And basically what was happening, guys, the pacemaker I have now is wonderful. It's great. It's a very good model from the standpoint that I won't need another battery in my lifetime. It's going to last for the rest of my life, I'm sure. But the other 2 pacemakers, they were never able to get 2 leads, one to operate the upper lobe of my heart and one to operate the lower lobe so that they beat like a normal heart. I always had one lead down in the lower chamber of my heart, but the upper chamber of my heart was always beating to a different drummer through afibrillation. So it got to a point, guys, when I got here, I was exhausted, and with everything that went down at the Abbey and being in that mess, was the best thing I did was get the hell out of there. Honestly, it saved my life. But I got here and I was pretty beat up. My heart was really struggling because the lower part of my heart was doing all of the work, and as a consequence my breathing got so bad I couldn't hardly catch my breath. Didn't matter, just stepping out the RV, I'd have to huff and puff for my next air to take another 10 steps to huff and puff and stop and get some air because my heart wasn't creating enough oxygen to go to my body. So the time had come, I had to get that pacemaker done. And I knew this for years, and they said that it was going to be very high risk and it was going to be very aggressive. I had no idea what aggressive meant until I'll just kind of show you guys some stuff maybe. Hey, I turned you off. Got something, probably that spider on that camera lens. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Show you some photographs I got. And bear in mind, this was only like 2 weeks ago. Alright. And this is your viewer discretion advised. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and switch over to monitor 2. All right, this was when they did the ablation. They went in through the groin, and so this was some of the bruising in my leg right after that ablation was done. And so I was dealing with that. Now through the IVs and all the stuff, them poking in my arm, this is how my left arm looked. And then on my right arm, and this was when they this is when they put in the pacemaker. And then a couple of days later, after it had time to kind of bruise up a little bit. So I got all that stuff going on. It's pretty much gone now. I've got some bruising on my chest still and whatnot, but it was quite the little ordeal. But again, I digressed. What was happening though with the pacemaker in my stomach was when they ran that lead in, and they did, by the way, they did get 2 leads, and actually I got a plus. They actually got a third lead going in through my neck and down into my pacemaker, or into my heart. Pacemaker's over here. They couldn't put it on this side because that's the one that went bad in the very first surgery. So they went in through my neck. Then they also had a couple that they went down and around my chest and came in from the bottom artery and back into the top and lower part of my chambers of my heart. Well, what happened is when they let in that second lead and went into my heart through that artery, the little censoring device or sensor that was sending the shock waves into adjusting my heartbeat was basically touching a nerve, and so I was like getting tased every 3 seconds, and that's what was creating the jerking in my stomach. And I had to deal with that for, like I say, 12 days before I finally got into having them reset it. And so another little ordeal, a fun thing that I'll forget sooner or later, but it makes for a fun story. Kept me hopping, that's for sure. Which I guess only having one leg at a time working, I needed that little hop in my step. So it all worked out. I am walking a whole lot better now. We do have the shocking, it stopped. I get a little twinge every now and then, but he's toned it down. And as that artery gets used to having that new lead going through it, then it's going to toughen up and build some, tissue around it and whatnot. And then it'll just go away and not be an issue at all. Let's see here. Yes, we need to get the gang back together, that's for sure. Puppy's doing good. She's around here somewhere. I'm surprised she's minding her own business. So yeah, it's been it's been a ride, guys, but I don't know. Yeah, you can see there's not too bad. There, a little bit left. The bruising and stuff. Another scar to brag about when I took on them 5 alligators swimming in the swamps of Louisiana. I'll tell you that another day. But come on, there we are. I see we're back. So we hung out for several days together and had a blast. We had a lot of fun. And I'll get some videos or maybe just share you the raw stuff right here some next day or so. Some of the stuff we did, metal detecting, and we went back to some of the springs and stuff. And I had a blast. So then a week later, that's when I had that first surgery. But now I'm on the mend. I should get stronger and stronger. My air should start coming back. I should be able to breathe a whole lot better again. And I plan on getting a lot more active. Now Monday, I'll try to get you guys, I'll try to do some live streaming. We're going to head down to Pensacola. We've chartered a boat for 3 hours. And we're going to go down there and basically we'll cruise out to a remote island, and the boat will drop us off for an hour, and then we'll spend an hour on the boat getting there, and then an hour on the island, and then an hour back to get back to land. And we're going to be viewing the dolphins and stuff down in Pensacola. So hopefully I'll be able to stream that with you. If not, you know I'm going to be videotaping, so I'll share that with you as soon as we can. Archie's right here somewhere. He's probably gone to bed for the night. He'll end up in bed with me a little later. He's got into this habit since Edith came along. Now Archie seems to think he needs to be around me a lot more. So he sleeps on my shoulder on one side, and Edith takes up the bed on the other side, and I get all the fleas and everything in between. So life was an RVer, I guess. I don't know, but they're all doing good. Everything's been going really good. Yeah. Boy, ain't that the truth there, Sir X. I just saw your comment. Sorry I'm late. This is what I wore to surgery. Sorry I'm late. Didn't want to come. Yeah. So very interesting past 2-3 weeks, but still, you know, it's been a grind for me. This year has really been a grind for me, and just to try and find motivation to get anything done. It seemed like I had about 2 hours a day that I had any energy, and after that I was zapped and done. And so yeah, I just kind of fell off the streaming wagon. But man, I'll tell you, you have no idea. It's kind of weighing heavy on me. I was actually feeling guilty, and at the same time, I was missing you guys hard, because you are my family, and I miss, you know, our friendship, and we need to get that going again and back to it. A lot of crazy stuff happening in the world right now, and it only gets worse and worse. So we kind of got to cling to each other for our strength, I guess, just to get through all this mess. But I got a lot of videos that I'm going to share with you, a lot of little clips and stuff like that. I'm going to also head to Big Fink's Mill. It's not far from here. I did a little video on, I think it was on my, no, I didn't do a video. It was all photographs, and they were on my Facebook page. So if you're not part of my Facebook page, you missed them, and I may make a little video of just the photo clips. There she is. She just got up here. There she is. There's my Edith dog. So, but Fink's Mill is getting ready to start grinding corn, and they'll do it at the end of this month all the way through October. So we'll go down to the old mill, and it's an old river ground water wheel mill, old-timey, you know, 1800s mill, and I'll show you their whole operation. We'll go through, and I'm pretty sure I can contact the owner down there and maybe get a little private thing, so that we don't have to deal with the public either, and show you guys what the mill is all about. I also need to get to Chahaba, which was originally it was Alabama's first capital, and now it's just a ghost town where several buildings still remain. Now you can't go into the buildings, but the buildings are still there, and they've maintained and kept them restored, and the ghosts that are said to, you know, still be there and haunt the grounds and just the history. I've been trying for 7 years to get there since I found out about the place, and I'm gonna go up there for sure. And then we'll probably go down into Selma, Alabama, and there's some pretty cool places there. Go to Bryce Manor up in Birmingham. whether I go to Sloss or not, you know, I've been to Sloss. I like Sloss. The problem I have is Sloss is like right in the industrial part of Birmingham, which is also a very tough part of the town. And I gotta tell you honestly, guys, when I was here last time, I didn't have Edith, I didn't have Archie, so it was just the RV, and I figured somebody breaks in the RV, that's why I have insurance, you know, I could replace anything and everything that they might take, and any damage that was done to the RV was also insured, so I didn't worry too much about it. It might be a little inconvenient and whatnot, but I didn't worry about that stuff. And now that the kids are with me, now I got to think about them all the time. Are they going to stay cool? Are they going to, you know, make sure that the air conditioner is working? And the, you know, I've got the second generator now that, with a push of the button, I can, and it runs off of propane too, either gas or propane. And with a push of a button, I can turn on and off the air conditioner, and I don't have to worry about them overheating. What you just do? She turned out the lights behind me. Actually, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, she's disconnected my lights behind me. Oh, my mood lights. There we go. So, you know, that's a consideration now that I didn't have before, is I have to worry about the pets. And so that I kind of do things a little bit different. Same thing with the abandoned exploration. You know, before it was just me. And anybody that knows me, I could bullshit myself out of just about anything, I think. And I have before. And if I don't necessarily have permission to be somewhere where I might get caught, then I open up channel 1. There we go. All right. So I've got dog food that Edith just wouldn't eat. Actually, a couple of different brands that I've got laid out here in front of this old stump. And that's an old cypress stump right next to the swamp that's back here. So if you saw any of the videos where Edith runs out and she heads to the swamp and she starts swimming around, that's the swamp that she's in, is right back here. I'll show you that in the daytime, because right now it's dry as a bone. There's not any water in it at all. And you'll feel a lot more comfortable seeing her swimming around in there, knowing that there's no alligators or anything going to eat her when she's out there swimming, because it's basically just a very short, when it was full, it wasn't more than 2 feet deep. And Edith doesn't like getting into situations, you little rat dog, where her feet can't touch. She doesn't like swimming so much. She likes getting in the water and she'll hop around, but as soon as she realizes she can't touch anymore, then she starts heading to shallower water. But at any rate, that's the little swamp that she was swimming in. We've had a lot of coyotes around. You guys see it? Right there? See them eyes? I don't know. Let's see. Kind of looks like a possum, but I'm not sure. He smells it and he wants to come out, but there might be something right here too. I'm not sure. I guess you guys can't. I guess I got to use this little pointer here, even though it's not the best. Let me find something I can use for a mouse pad. There, that'll help. Yeah, so there he is right there. Something right there. But there might be something right here as well. But I hadn't seen that one move. Again, the dog food is right here. Hey Nicole, welcome back. Good. My stream doesn't work. kind of like what it's doing right now, which is still an issue. I'm going to have to change some settings, but this isn't bad. I'm watching it on my phone and it's actually doing pretty well. So I realized the mouse that I was using to point with is pointless because you guys can't see it. And zooming doesn't do any good either with this mouse. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, well, he's right there. He's staying there. Whatever it is, it's staying right there. I'll bet it's a possum. I'll bet it's a possum. It could be a raccoon too. He's acting awful cautious, and it just might be a raccoon. We're gonna find out here. We're gonna find out. So this is really cool, guys, because now when I do abandoned explorations and stuff like that, I can now, and actually if I got more cameras and more cable, I could run all 9. I've got 9 ports on this DVR. And by the way, Cat, this is the one that you and Zombie bought me. And thank you for that. This is that system you guys bought me. But if I get more cameras and more cable, I could run 9 cameras. But I've got it set up through the RV. You got to see how slick that is, because I drilled through the wall of the RV and put in a little port, and now I can, when I pull up on site, I can open up that little port, drag out my DVR hookups. I got 4 of them numbered, plug them in with the cable going to wherever, and then drag out the cable for the Starlink, put the Starlink wherever, and be set up and live streaming from a remote location in 10 minutes. So it's really, really, really awesome. And then Axbatch, he finally he sat with me today, and we were able to figure out what the problem was and what the issue was, why I could never get it to connect, so that we'd get a nice crisp stream like we are. Okay, whatever it is, it's there now. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It'll come out. All them tasty morsels are within feet. Any bets? Any bets? What could it be? A possum? A raccoon? Not a turtle. Not a turtle. Sir X says a possum. Could be a skunk. Yeah, I didn't think a skunk. Don't see too many of them. You know, don't really smell them. For whatever reason, I don't know. He's just right there. He didn't want to come in. It looks like that's his back right here. I'm using the wrong mouse. Looks like that's his back right here. If so, then I have to think that it'd be an armadillo too, but so far I'm kind of thinking of I think if it was a possum, it'd just lumber on in. I'm thinking raccoon. Come on, reveal yourself. So kind of like the Abbey, I'll probably do some setups like this and let them run for a while and just set up the alarms so that when anything comes into camera range, it'll set off the alarm. And if you guys are awake and want to check and see what kind of wildlife is coming in, then maybe I'll just let it run. Oh, sorry guys, my pause, I had my chat pause. Yeah, it's great, it's working. Edith and Archie are both doing well. Edith was here a second ago. Edith is up in the dash. Archie just went up to the bunk, went to bed. Raccoon, you're betting a raccoon also. Okay. Cool. So I said earlier too, with Halloween coming up, I have several haunted legends that I'll collectively put together, like 3 different locations with 3 totally different stories, 3 places I can park up and actually do some live streaming and do a paranormal investigation for Halloween. And I'm going to let you guys choose where those locations are, or where you want me to go for Halloween. So I'll be putting that together here in the next week or so. I know, yeah, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, and then we don't see you for 6 months. What's up with that? But okay, it's moving away now. It left. It decided there's some more eyes. Huh. Okay, there was food dumped over there accidentally because the wind had picked it up, and I had to pull that bag back over to here. So maybe that's what it did. It just munched on what was available, and it'll be back. Well, dang. Well, dang. Well, here's where I'm parked up. And where that stuff is way back off over here, the back end of this area here. That's also where that other camera is. This camera right here. And it's fading in and out. This was that bad camera I had at the Abbey. So I'll replace it tomorrow. But there's the, let's see here, get a little more of that if I can. But if you look right there, that's the outdoor, or actually it's an indoor swimming pool. Right there. And I'm parked up over in this area over here. So that's only about maybe 50 feet from me, 75 feet from me. And I got the camera posted on a great big tree right over here. So I'll change it up for tomorrow. Also, I'll show you where the old wagon is buried. We got a lot of mysteries here on Red's Ranch, and we're going to start digging up some of the mysteries. There's dog pens or some kind of pens all around this stuff in the woods that have been overgrown. He's cleaned up quite a few of them now with a brush hog, but we don't know what the pens were for. And there's all kinds of 8-foot chain link fence surrounding different areas of the property here. And then we found an old wagon that's buried in the sand off to the side here. So we're going to excavate that and see what that's about. And you can bet we'll be doing some mysteries here at Red Ranch. But, alright, the alarm will go off if he comes back. So I'm going to go ahead and... There. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull off of that. Cool. Indoor pool, yes. Yeah, it's non-functional, so yeah, it needs a new liner. I don't see that in the near future. Coal, the coal. Oh, is Mikey in there too? Hey, Mikey. Mikey, I didn't see you. I saw Nicole. But I do have a pool. Actually, it's just right out my window here. Boondock page, getting some logos and stuff, more banners and things for my YouTube page. I see it drop the stream again. And all this is not bad, Batch. We can probably lower the bit rate a little bit, and maybe we won't get so many drops, and it's really not doing too bad. Color looks good on my phone. Yeah, it looks really good on my phone. What do you guys think? For streaming off of a part 100. See, I don't have my sounds turned on, so I don't get the benefits of hearing that. Yeah, go to say 720 or something, maybe. Try that and see if it just helps a little bit. Because I really like this picture. I'm looking at it on my phone over here, and it looks great. It looks great. There we go. Yeah, nice clip. Old puppy there. Reconnected successfully. And Sir X, let's see, what the hell happened in your town here just recently? Some big news. Is there a fire or something? Something happened. Catastrophic. I see. Oh, I wonder if I got any of those pictures. The Abbey guys, just for you folks that have been there, which I think most of you have, or fourth floor is just one big room now. They've stripped out every individual room, and it's just one big fourth floor. There's nothing on there anymore. They took out all the walls, all the closets, stripped it down to nothing. The third and second floor stripped out all the carpeting and tore up all that. They did get the leak stopped. I don't know if they've gotten a roof on it yet, but the owners are at least making efforts to salvage the building. They will at this time. I think Sir X was one of the few that just went on the very last paranormal investigation they're going to allow there, and he can tell you better than me. The everything that was in the monastery, office furniture, tables in the cafeteria, the organ, the pews, the artwork, the chalkboard where we wrote everybody's name in the classroom, all the stuff in the classroom has been sold at auction. There's none of it left. It's all gone. They have no intentions of it ever becoming a monastery or you know, a museum type thing. From what I understand is they are going to put in the oh, they got a name for it, boutique stores down on the first floor, and then high-end hotel rooms on the second, third, and fourth floor. And why they would do that and think they're going to make money in that community, I have no idea. Power to them. You know, the main thing was, to me, was that the building be able to stand for another 100 years, and by putting a roof on there and some money into it, it may not be the monastery, and you may never get to go in and see it like we could before, but it will hopefully be around 100 years from now for whatever. They've sold all the history. I never took you guys into the archive that was hidden, and I got film and video as I left of that to try and protect it. Sold, gone, history, where it went, who knows. It's yeah, it's very sad, Cat. And that's a part of history now that's going to go away. Nobody will have the information that I have in my head here, the history and the names and the places and stuff, and I'm very honored to have shared that and had that opportunity to share it with everybody before this happened. And I'll still have that till I take it to the grave with me. And there's a lot of videos now. I mean, he's still telling the story, and hopefully it'll take a little longer to die, but it will die. That history will die in time, and new history will be written. But it's sad. It's sad. But it's not my circus anymore, guys. And I did all I could do to save her and you know, tell the history with integrity and honesty. And I felt like I did that. So I you know, then we got Abigail in here behind me. She's safe. She didn't get sold. She came with me. She wanted to road trip too, because she knew things were going down and she didn't want to be a part of it. And so here we are. We're still here. Oh yeah, wow, if you were... You'll have to share those pics maybe on Discord or something, in a group share, Surex. I've got some because Brenda had let me know that all that stuff had gone down and sent me pictures that she had taken, but I probably don't have near what you have, because you were actually there. I don't ever plan on going back ever. If I never get within 50 miles of Canyon City again in my life, it's not going to hurt my feelings. It was pretty... And I won't say, I think it was a matter of, I'd come to a point and watched it happen for so long, but I knew I would hang in there even though it was killing me, till it killed me. And I knew when I made that video that upset everybody, management-wise. Ratting them out, telling them how the conditions were really inside the building and letting the community know how bad it was getting. I knew that was going to ruffle some feathers. And I also knew that they weren't going to allow me to stay, being that pissed off at me. You know, the RV thing sitting, you know, air conditioner went out, generator went out, there was different problems that I was having and different issues. What are you doing, you rat dog? Different issues I was having were partially created because I hadn't hit the road in so long that I didn't know I was having these issues, and all of a sudden I'm on the road and I'm having all the issues. So little by little I made my way all the way down here to Alabama. This is Red's place. Red was my mechanic for the RV there in Canyon City. Then they bought the property here in Alabama and left midsummer of the last mayhem we had there. Well, it was before mayhem, so it was actually like 6-7 months before, because it was like September or October prior to mayhem that they moved down here. And then when I left Colorado and started having RV problems, I called him up and I said, hey, you know, this is happening, that's happening. And he was helping me along the road repair things and do things. And if you guys recall that, it was a different kind of stress, but it was a very stressful time for me too, because I'm dealing with record heat across some of the hottest parts of the country, through Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico. And finally I just said, screw it, head to Alabama where Red was. He says, hey, I got a place, you park it up, and we'll throw you some electricity, and you can just hang out there, and we'll get you water and whatnot and everything you need, and you can come and go when you want to, and you always have a place here. Cool. So I pull in, and immediately he started doing all these repairs on my RV, and we got her back in shape again. And I would drive this thing across country right now. I know it's dependable. But it was stressful getting down here for sure. And now we've got everything fixed, and slowly like I say, my health was also starting to give me problems too. And I was doing less and less and less. And things had to change. You know, I'd gotten to a point where I'd lost the quality of life I want to live, you know. And that helped me make the decision, knowing that I was going to do a surgery that had a 50-50 chance that I wasn't going to come out of it. Not only one, but two. And the second one just 6 days after I did the first one, 3 days after I had a stroke. But I wanted to get her done. And I figured, you know, I'm definitely a believer in God and the Almighty and all that, and I believe I got my fire insurance and made peace with God, and being a paranormal investigator, I kind of have questions what's next too, which is kind of exciting. Not that I'm in any hurry to get there, but it was time for a change and to throw those dice, and because the quality of life I had, I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do anymore anyways. So I needed to do that, because I was basically, in my mind, I was basically dead anyways. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and do it, did it, here I am, and now I'm on the mend again, and hopefully I've got some years left ahead of me, good years, and a lot of fun and a lot of stuff to show you guys, and a lot of stuff to share with you guys. And some of you I haven't even met yet. You know, Zombie, I know you well, but I've never met you. And next time I go blazing through Texas, why, if I have to, I'm going to pull you out the house and we'll go do something fun together. But, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Sir X. I keep forgetting that last mayhem you ended up in the hospital. It ain't fun getting old, I tell you. But I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. As long as you have that quality, you know, quality to do the things that you want to do. Batch, I'm looking here. I've got my chat up. And I imagine it's probably unseen, you know, maybe views. Let me see here. I ain't gonna mess with it. Things are going well, then I'm just gonna leave it. But cool. Well, guys, it's great to see so many of you come in and listen to me gab here. And share it with you. I'm gonna get back. We'll get back on the saddle. I'm gonna try to do two shows a week, starting out, and they may only be like an hour or so until we kind of get back into the routine of doing it again. But also I need to get my phone ready, because like I say, everything that we're going to do in Pensacola on Monday, out to that island with the dolphins and stuff, I want you guys to be part of that. And so I need to make sure that I can live stream that for you. And so I need to do some settings and getting my phone set up so that it streams good while I'm out there. Other than that, got some metal detecting we'll do, and I've said that before, but I actually can do that. I'm still kind of hobbling around, guys, and my shoulder is not quite healed yet. So as far as the digging and stooping up and down, that might have to wait a little bit. Doc's chat. Yeah, I see my chat here. I've already figured that out. Oops, shouldn't have moved it. There we go. Don't touch that button. So I'll get that, whatever I was going to do, I'll fix it later, no big deal. But, and then like I say, I've got the Finks Mill I want to share with you guys. And then I've got a couple of other things that Batch has kind of turned me on to. I've been doing a lot more AI stuff. In fact, I'll just show you this just because. This little the little 4-minute video, but it was kind of fun because it was AI. The middle part of it, you'll recognize it. That was a What's Up Gramps? Yeah, okay.
River.
Okay, this was the RV in the sky and segment afterwards. If you want to see the RV in the sky, that was a fun video. It's on my Wee Boondock channel, but this is a story of Haynes Island, which was just up the road from where I did the RV thing. So this is the mayor of Maben Lake telling me the story of Haynes Island, along with just a sweetheart of a gal. Her name was Georgia. I just fell in love with her. She's so funny. But I interview her a little bit, and then I tell the brief story. Now, I haven't been to Haynes Island yet, but I plan to go back up there and hang out with those guys and then go do an investigation. Maybe this winter, because winters here are nice and mild. You can still get out and do stuff. So I may do it this winter. Then I don't have to worry about snakes either. But here's the little deal, and I'll share it with you. And I haven't tried this before, so I don't know if the audio works. You guys will have to tell me.
Seven and a half miles upriver. The island is out in the river. It's got a small what's the bypass around it, but you can't. I guess you could swim to it if you really, really wanted to. I don't never want to that bad. But Haynes Island's an old park. It's mostly closed down, and there's still walking trails and hunting out. And I don't know anything about it other than I don't mess around up there at night. So.
Something about a lady carrying a lantern or something like that?
Yeah.
A woman searching for a husband and lost son.
That it?
I'm not sure. I just know there's a ghost of Haynes Island is all I know. And
We'll research
There's
it.
official
Yeah, we'll
story.
research it and
There
then
is
we'll
an
take
official
you-
story.
Take your lantern and go walk the trails up there and see what you see. I mean, you may get into something you don't want to get into. I ain't going with you. I'll wait on you there.
How far away is it?
It's about 10 or 12 miles from here.
Yeah,
Just,
nice.
There's a good overview when you get there. Just go out here. You know where you come to the Y in the road.
Yeah,
The road, not the dirt road, the paved road.
yeah.
Where it's wide, turn left and go down there about 5 or 6 miles. You'll see a sign that says Haynes Island.
Okay.
It's a dirt road back in there. You'll see a big cliff that's a overview. And go all the way to the bottom. It's the old ferry. It used to be a ferry there.
Ferry crossing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not there anymore. The ferry's still there.
So if I look it up on Google, we should be able to find it
Oh,
on
yes.
on maps. Okay, cool.
Here are the key points to this haunted legend. Nancy was a beautiful woman who lived on Nancy's Mountain with her husband and only son on Haynes Island. During the Civil War, her son enlisted in the Confederate Army. Tragedy strikes and Nancy received word that her son had died in battle, but his body was never found.
See you,
Shortly
Kat.
after,
Thank you.
her husband also
Love
disappeared
you.
and was later found frozen to death near an unknown soldier's grave in Tennessee. Nancy, in her grief, would walk down the mountain to the river to a ferry boat landing, carrying a pail of water for her son, whom she believed might return by boat. After her husband's death, Nancy also disappeared. The haunting legend says her spirit now haunts the mountain trails. She is reported to be seen as a woman in white holding a lantern. Hikers have reported seeing her apparition, sometimes accompanied by strange sounds and electronic devices, often malfunctions. The one thing that you kind of piqued my interest, you said there was a haunted bridge or a haunted...
It's a haunted, it's Haynes Island. A lady's son went off to war, and he never did come back. And she's called the Lady with the Lantern. She'll come out at night, they say, certain times, and she's looking for her son. Her son went missing, and the dad goes looking for him, and neither one of them ever come back. So she would go down there. She goes down there and looking for him.
Is it a lake, a
It's
swamp?
probably no. It's on this river, Haynes Island.
Okay.
It's, probably about I could say maybe 5 miles by driving. Maybe 10, 15 miles on the river. You have to ask to make sure. 'Cause I'm
Now,
not
did you
good.
grow up in this area?
No, I grew up in Excel.
In where?
Excel.
Where's that?
Oh Lord, it's a little spot in the road.
So it's also in Alabama here?
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably 25 miles. 35
Oh,
miles.
okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
What's up, Gramps? Where you off to now? With the world in your mirror and hope in your sound. Archie by the window, leave it by your feet. Every mile's a friend, you're destined to meet. What's up, Gramps? Keep rolling free. You're right where you're meant to be.
Schedule and start getting into routine to stream during those times, it should be a lot easier. I see the things going in and out, guys, and we'll try to fix that too. We'll change the latency a little bit and some of the bit rate and see if we can't get the internet to calm down a little bit. With that, guys, thank you so much again. It's always fun to see you. It's always fun to hear from you. Great seeing you all. I'm actually I'm quite flattered and surprised at how many of you guys came out. All my favorites. So, thank you again. Sir X, thank you, my friend. Stay healthy. You don't want to end up like I did the last couple of weeks. Pacemakers are not fun. No bueno, man. And you just got to take care of that yourself. It's up to you. Ain't nobody else gonna keep you from eating that donut. You just take willpower. And I'm not one to preach, but here I am, you know. Here I am. So take care of yourself, man. You know, make it a goal. Make it a goal. You know, if you only lose 5 pounds a month, then, you know, that's substantial. That's substantial. And that means you're probably going to be doing exercise to make it happen. Nice. Keep it up, man.